All right, so picture this. You're in Northern California.
Uh,
It's January 1848.
brr.
You're freezing your butt off working at Sutter's Mill
Yeah.
when all of a sudden your foreman,
Uh-huh.
James Marshall, he pulls something shiny out of the water.
What is it?
Gold.
Woo!
Sounds like at the start of some kind of,
Adventure.
adventure novel, right?
Totally.
So this is how the California Gold Rush
The one and only.
kicked off
Yeah.
this one discovery
Great.
that completely reshaped America.
It's amazing how something that seems so small
I know, right?
could have such a massive impact.
Like a ripple effect.
Exactly.
And today, we're going to deep dive into
Whoa, I love a good deep dive.
this pivotal period
A turning point.
in American history.
Yeah.
We're going to use letters from gold rushers themselves.
Oh, wow. Primary sources?
Historical account songs.
You mean like period music?
Yeah, to really get a feel for the era.
I love that.
Like you're
Yeah.
actually there.
Time travel through sound.
We're going to unearth the stories behind the myths,
Oh, I love busting myths.
explore the grit and ambition that fueled this
Massive.
mass migration,
Yeah.
and uncover the lasting impact
A legacy.
this era had on not only California, but on the whole nation.
The whole shebang.
But, okay, let's rewind back to that initial discovery
Yeah,
at
that-
Sutter's Mill.
Yeah.
I think it's so fascinating that Marshall,
The guy who found the gold?
yeah, the guy who found the gold,
Yeah.
he didn't even want to find it.
Really?
I know, it's crazy.
So it was just by chance.
Total accident.
Wow.
John Sutter, the owner of the mill,
Okay.
he was way more interested in his lumber business.
Of course, that was his bread and butter.
He actually tried to keep the discovery quiet.
What?
Yeah, he was worried that a gold rush would mess up his workforce
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
and totally derail his plans.
He was probably like, get out of here with your gold. I've got lumber to sell.
Right. It makes sense. From a business perspective.
Yeah.
But can you imagine trying to keep that a secret?
Oh, no way.
Especially with someone like Henry Bigler
Who's that?
on the scene.
Fill me in.
So Bigler was a member of the Mormon Battalion
Okay.
working at the mill.
Right.
And he was sharp.
Uh-huh.
He realized those gold flakes that Marshall found,
Yeah.
they were probably being washed downstream
Interesting.
from an even richer source.
Oh, so there's more
Right.
upstream.
Exactly. So he followed the gold.
Like a trail of breadcrumbs.
I love it.
And by doing that, he stumbled upon
The mother lode.
even larger deposits,
Wow. Talk about lucky.
adding fuel to the fire
And the gold rush begins.
of what will become a massive gold rush.
I can only imagine.
And then we've got
Another player.
Sam Brannon,
Okay, tell me about him.
another Mormon battalion member
Right.
who had this knack for seizing opportunities.
Oh, an entrepreneur.
Yeah, the quintessential entrepreneur.
I love it.
As soon as he heard about the gold discovery,
Ah,
he knew
this is it.
the potential. Cha-ching.
So he stocked up on all these mining supplies.
Smart.
And then he did something legendary.
What did he do?
He ran through the streets of San Francisco yelling,
No way.
"Gold, gold from the American River."
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Can you imagine?
What a sight.
San Francisco back then was just this tiny,
Tiny, like a little village?
I read it only had 400 people.
Wow, that's so small.
What was life even like there before the gold rush hit?
Yeah, it's hard to imagine the San Francisco we know today
I know, right?
as this sleepy little outpost.
It's so different.
Life was quiet,
Peaceful.
centered around trade,
Yeah.
a few small businesses.
Just chilling.
Yeah,
And then Brandon comes along with his announcement.
and boom.
Everything changed.
Yeah.
People just abandoned their jobs, their homes,
Wow.
desperate to get their hands on that gold.
Gold fever?
It created this instant localized gold rush
Oh, wow.
before the news even spread beyond California.
So like the first wave,
Yeah, like the OG gold rushers.
the pioneers.
It's mind-boggling how one discovery
like a butterfly effect.
triggered this massive chain reaction,
Yeah.
and the timing
Couldn't have been better.
was incredible.
Really?
Gold is discovered
Uh-huh.
just as California is ceded to the U.S.
Oh, right after the Mexican-American War.
Exactly.
That's huge.
We can't talk about the gold rush without talking about manifest destiny.
Oh, yeah, that belief that the U.S. was destined to expand across the continent.
Right, like it was their God-given. Right.
Exactly.
And this discovery of gold,
It was like a sign from above.
a divine blessing validating this belief in westward expansion.
It all just lined up perfectly.
So for those caught up in the gold fever,
Yeah.
the journey to California must felt like a pilgrimage.
Oh, totally, like a sacred mission.
But let me tell you,
Uh-oh.
it was anything but a walk in the park,
Really?
especially from the East Coast.
Yeah, that's a trek.
Getting to California was this grueling
Grueling.
and often dangerous journey.
I bet.
There were a few different routes you could take,
Oh, okay. Like options.
each with their own set of challenges.
I'd love to hear about them.
So you could sail around the tip of South America,
Oh.
battling fierce winds,
I get seasick just thinking about it.
unpredictable currents for months
Months.
on end.
Oh my goodness.
And let's not forget the threat of disease
No.
and shipwrecks.
Scary.
And then there's the overland route.
Oh, across the Great Plains?
Yeah, imagine crossing thousands of miles
Oh my gosh.
of rugged terrain with limited supplies,
Yikes.
facing cholera outbreaks,
That's terrifying.
dangerous wildlife,
That.
like grizzly bears,
Oh no.
and unpredictable weather.
I can't even imagine.
I read accounts of people losing loved ones to cholera along the way.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
And I can't even imagine running into a grizzly bear on the trail.
No, thank you.
I'd probably just turn around and go home.
I wouldn't blame you.
There was also the option of taking a shortcut
Oh, tell me more.
across the Isthmus of Panama.
Panama.
Yeah, so you'd sail to Panama,
Okay.
cross this narrow stretch of land.
By foot?
Yeah, by foot or by mule,
Okay.
and then hopefully find passage on another ship to California.
Sounds kind of simple.
Right.
Maybe too good to be true.
Well, the dense jungles of Panama
Oh.
were full of tropical diseases,
Oh no.
and finding a ship on the Pacific side was a total gamble.
So you could get stuck.
Many travelers did.
Oh no.
They ended up stranded, facing disease and dwindling supplies.
That's a nightmare.
So regardless of the route they chose,
Yeah,
these journeys really tested the physical and mental limits
I bet.
of these gold seekers.
Yeah.
It really speaks to their determination.
For sure.
You know.
They wanted that gold.
Tens of thousands of people
Wow.
from all walks of life,
We've all chasing the same dream.
driven by this collective dream of striking it rich.
And becoming millionaires?
But while the allure of easy riches was a powerful motivator,
Yeah.
the reality of mining was often a brutal awakening.
Oh, I bet.
We'll delve into that in part 2 of our deep dive.
I can't wait.
We left off talking about those tough journeys to California. It really makes you wonder, once those gold rushers arrived, did they actually find what they were looking for? Was it really a land paved with gold?
Well, the reality of gold mining was often a far cry from the romanticized image, that drew so many people to California.
Right.
Most people arrived with dreams of striking it rich.
Yeah, picturing themselves scooping up nuggets.
Right, effortlessly.
Yeah.
But the actual work was backbreaking.
Oh, I bet.
Hours spent hunched over, sifting through dirt and gravel, often with very little to show for it.
And you can imagine that disillusionment set in pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, for many, as they realized that striking it rich wasn't as easy as they had, pictured in their heads.
So it was like the grass is always greener,
Yeah.
even back then.
It seems that way. Many gold rushers started to realize that the real opportunities were not in digging for gold, but in providing goods and services.
Right to the growing population of miners.
Exactly. This
Well-
is where the phrase mining the miners comes from.
Oh, so instead of swinging a pickaxe, they were swinging deals.
You got it. Savvy entrepreneurs quickly capitalized on this booming economy.
Wait, Seth.
They opened shops,
Yeah.
saloons, restaurants, hotels, you name it.
Catering to the needs and desires of all these miners.
Precisely, they recognized that true wealth could be found in meeting the demands of this new and rapidly growing market.
It's incredible how this whole economic ecosystem just kind of emerged overnight.
It's pretty remarkable, and while some found success through entrepreneurship, we can't forget the human cost of this rapid development.
Right. Our sources include letters written by gold rushers
Oh, wow.
during this time, and they offer this glimpse into the personal stories,
The hopes, the hardships.
the hopes and hardships of those who lived through this era.
Those letters are so valuable. They give us a firsthand account
I know.
of the gold rush experience.
That's like stepping back in time.
Revealing not just the economic realities, but also the emotional toll it took on individuals and families.
There's one letter that I read from a young man.
Okay.
He was writing to his family back east, promising them that he'd return a wealthy man.
Oh, wow.
He described the backbreaking work, the meager rations, the constant fear of illness.
That must have been so difficult.
But he ended the letter with this glimmer of hope.
Oh, what did he say?
He wrote, "I must stay and try my luck a while longer. Maybe fortune will smile upon me yet."
That's the spirit, that yearning for a better life.
Yeah.
That unwavering hope.
Never giving up.
It's a common theme in many of these letters.
Yeah, it really highlights those complex motivations.
Right.
Behind the gold rush, it wasn't just about greed.
It was about opportunity,
It was about seeking a fresh start,
a chance to escape poverty.
to build a better future for their families.
Exactly.
It's a good reminder that history isn't just about dates and events.
Right.
It's about the lives of real people
Yeah.
navigating these extraordinary circumstances.
For sure. And speaking of navigating different circumstances, we have to talk about the experiences of the Chinese immigrants who came to California during the gold rush.
Absolutely, they faced a unique set of challenges,
Definitely.
often arriving as indentured servants and encountering rampant discrimination.
Yeah, they were seen as competition for jobs and resources.
Right.
And anti-Chinese sentiment grew really rapidly, fueled by prejudice and economic anxieties.
It's a dark chapter in the gold rush story.
It is a stark reminder of the social inequalities of the time.
Yeah. And the foreign miners' tax, levied specifically on non-American miners,
Right.
was a blatant attempt to target and exploit Chinese laborers.
It's a prime example of how economic prosperity didn't always translate to social justice.
Yeah, the Chinese were often scapegoated.
Unfortunately,
Their economic downturns facing violence, intimidation, and exclusion from certain industries.
that's a sad truth.
But despite these hardships,
Yeah.
they formed resilient communities,
Yeah, they did.
establishing businesses, cultural centers, support networks, leaving this indelible mark on California's cultural landscape.
Absolutely. Their resilience and determination in the face of such adversity is truly remarkable.
So now shifting gears a bit, we can't talk about the gold rush without mentioning the impact it had on San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, San Francisco.
From this sleepy village of a few hundred people to this booming metropolis practically overnight.
That's insane.
It's an incredible transformation.
The influx of people and wealth during the gold rush fueled this period of rapid growth and development.
And San Francisco became this hub of commerce and industry.
A center of it all.
And then there's the San Francisco Mint, established in 1854,
Right.
processing millions of dollars worth of gold,
Wow.
literally overflowing with gold coins in its early years.
I can't even imagine.
I read that the sheer weight of the coins forced them into the walls of the vaults.
No way. That's wild.
It's a testament to the just massive volume of gold flowing through the city.
The Golden City.
And this rapid development extended beyond San Francisco,
Of course.
influencing the entire state. The gold rush fueled the growth of transportation networks, spurred technological advancements, and ultimately laid the foundation for California's emergence as an economic powerhouse.
It's like the gold rush compressed decades of progress into just a few short years.
And those ripple effects extended far beyond California's borders.
Oh, absolutely.
The influx of gold into the U.S. economy had a profound impact on the nation's financial system,
Right.
trade, and even its political landscape.
You're right. That's a great point. The gold rush contributed significantly to the economic expansion of the United States in the mid-19th century, leading to inflation fueling industrial growth and even influencing the outcome of the Civil War.
It really shows how seemingly isolated events can have these wide-reaching and long-lasting consequences.
Absolutely. It's fascinating how everything is connected.
So the gold rush wasn't just about finding gold. It was about sparking innovation, forging new industries, and shaping the future of a nation.
And what about the individuals
Yeah.
caught up in this whirlwind of change?
What became of the tens of thousands who flocked to California seeking their fortune?
That's a question that takes us to the heart of the gold rush legacy. While some returned home with their newfound wealth, many stayed drawn by the allure of the West,
Right.
the opportunities it presented, and the sense of community they found in this untamed frontier.
They became the pioneers, the builders, the dreamers who shaped the California we know today.
Exactly. And their stories continue to fascinate and inspire us,
They do.
reminding us of the enduring human spirit
The relentless pursuit of dreams.
and the power of adaptation in the face of extraordinary change.
It's just amazing how the gold rush, this like frenzy for wealth, it unintentionally created this whole new society, this melting pot of cultures and ambitions.
Yeah, it really is.
What I find so fascinating is how all these individuals like adapted and carved out their destinies in this completely untamed land.
It was a true social experiment, you know?
Totally.
People from all over the globe, each with their own, motivations, skills, and dreams,
Right.
converging on California,
It's crazy to think about.
creating this dynamic and often volatile social landscape.
And out of all that chaos, emerged this sense of community,
Yeah.
a shared experience that transcended cultural differences.
I think that's a real testament to the human capacity for resilience and collaboration.
Right. Even in the face of adversity.
For sure, think about all the skills and entrepreneurial spirit that were fostered during the gold rush.
Yeah.
These weren't just gold diggers.
Right. They were so much more than that.
You were innovators, problem solvers, risk takers.
They built businesses, they established towns.
They laid the foundation for California's future.
And many of these individuals went on to play key roles in shaping the American West.
The gold rush was like a training ground
Yeah.
for future leaders, entrepreneurs, and pioneers.
It's like that one event set in motion this chain reaction,
Domino effect.
yeah, that influenced the whole trajectory of the nation.
Absolutely. And it's a powerful reminder
I know, right?
that history isn't linear.
Oh, definitely not.
It's full of twists and turns,
Yeah.
unexpected events that have far-reaching consequences.
Speaking of those unexpected twists and turns,
Okay.
the gold rush also exposed some of the darker aspects of human nature.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The greed, the prejudice, the exploitation. We can't shy away from that.
It's important to acknowledge those shadows as well.
We see this most starkly in the treatment of minority groups,
Yeah.
the displacement of Native Americans.
The rise of anti-Chinese sentiment.
It's a reminder that progress often comes at a cost,
Definitely.
and that the pursuit of wealth can sometimes overshadow basic human decency.
It's a sobering thought.
It is. It's a reminder that history is complex,
Oh, it is.
woven with triumphs and tragedies.
And it's through understanding these complexities
Right.
that we can gain a deeper appreciation for the forces that have shaped our world
And challenge us to really examine our own values.
and assumptions.
Exactly. Which brings us to a thought-provoking question.
Okay, I'm ready.
If you were suddenly transported back to 1849, knowing everything we know now about the gold rush,
Oh, wow.
would you join the rush?
That is a good question.
It makes you think, right?
It forces us to confront our own motivations,
Risk tolerance.
right? Would we be blinded by the allure of gold?
Yeah.
Or would we see the broader opportunities presented by this transformative era?
Would we fall prey to the prejudices of the time?
Yeah.
Or would we strive for a more just and equitable society?
Those are tough questions.
It's a hypothetical scenario, of course,
Right.
but it allows us to engage with history on this personal level,
Yeah.
to imagine ourselves in the shoes of those who lived through this pivotal moment.
It's a powerful exercise.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the California gold rush, what stands out to you the most?
What a journey it's been.
I know, Rick.
For me, the biggest takeaway is that the gold rush wasn't just about getting rich.
It was so much more than that.
It was a crucible that tested and transformed American society.
Forged new industries, new technologies, a new social landscape.
It's a story that continues to resonate today.
It's a story that reminds us of the power of human ambition, the resilience of the human spirit.
And the enduring allure of the American dream.
And it's a story that's still being written.
Exactly. The echoes of the gold rush, they can still be felt in California's culture, its economy, and its innovative spirit.
Without a doubt.
And for you, our listener, we hope this deep dive has sparked a curiosity to explore further.
Definitely delve into the lives of those who lived through this era.
Yeah.
Read their letters, listen to their songs, imagine yourself in their shoes.
You might be surprised by what you discover.
You never know.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.